Alright guys, so today I have an incredibly good and powerful hunter build for you. You get infinite uptime on overshield, infinite damage reduction. I think in total it's like 80 to 90% damage reduction, plus you get infinite overshield, plus you have decent damage. It's just insane, guys. You get infinite orbs of power. So it involves the Khvostov auto rifle. You have to do like a puzzle and a quest kind of to get it all throughout the Pale Heart. I'm sure most of you already have it. If not, watch a guide on YouTube. It's an incredible gun for PvE and PvP. And we have the exotic class item with Spirit of Inmost Light and Spirit of Cert. If you do not have the exotic class item, add me as a friend on Bungie. I will totally run you through Dual Destiny. It is a good mission. Everybody hates on it, but I actually don't mind it. And Hezen Vengeance. So this is from the Vault of Glass raid, same as the armor set. If you do not have any of these, I have another one for you. It's the same build, but with Hothead instead of Hezen Vengeance in the Prophecy armor set instead of the Vault of Glass armor set. You get even more damage reduction this way, plus you get melee and grenade energy, so you can spam that even more. But I prefer this way because you get infinite overshield or restoration, whatever you're going with. I'll explain that in 1 second. So Hezen Vengeance with cluster bomb, bait and switch. I like that. It's not, mine's not even enhanced and it's still good. So if you're using the other build and you're using Hothead and you need an unstop weapon, I recommend Roar of the Bear. You get it from Iron Banner, I believe. And this is the Vesper's Host grenade launcher. It is incredibly good. Mine has reconstruction and attrition orbs. So if you do not have this, or you have it and you just not a good roll, I would recommend Psychopop with attrition orbs, ambitious assassin, or autoloader. That is up to you. Or Motif 41 with attrition orbs autoloader. Obviously Khvostov, I would definitely recommend getting the Catalyst. I got mine just off of a random drop, but I believe you can get them from exotic orders too. It gives you attrition orbs. That's crazy. The reason why we want infinite orbs of power is because of Eyes Up Guardian. Collecting orbs of power strengthens this weapon's next several ricochet shots, providing more damage and more bounces between targets. I believe it's like 250% increased damage, which is insane. And as you can see, the right choice. Every 7th bullet from this weapon ricochets to nearby targets. Crazy. So also shoot to loot. So shooting an orb of power picks it up. Shooting an ammo break picks it up and automatically reloads all of your equipped weapons from reserves. So I actually don't use this very much. I should. It's a very good perk. Say you shoot a heavy ammo to reload your Hothead or Vengeance. It automatically reloads it. And you get ammo, or if you shoot an orb of power, it automatically procs Eyes of Guardian. It's crazy. Of course, I recommend the Vault of Glass armor set, while you have a subclass buff, dealing sustained damage creates an orb of power. It's basically attrition orbs, just even better, and for all of your guns. And these are the stats that I would recommend. So, 100 weapons at least, 100 class, 100 super, 100 grenade. At least 70 to 80 melee. My stats aren't perfect, but it's also a raid armor set, incredibly difficult to get. I mean, it is Vault of Glass, not that hard, but unfortunately my legs have a health stat. If it was melee, it would be perfect, right? So let's get into the subclass. I recommend Deadfall, but you can go with Golden Gun. Really, your only two options with this build. I would recommend Facet of Ruin, Facet of Hope for spamming Ascension, Facet of Protection for even more damage resistance, Facet of Purpose. So this is you need this one. So picking up an Orb of Power, which is all the time, grants either Bolt Charge, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or Overshield. So if you're running Golden Gun, you're going to get constant Restoration. If you're running with Deadfall, you're going to get constant Overshield. That one is a need. In Facet of Grace, I would say this one's a need as well, because defeating targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus Transcendence energy. And since you're using a kinetic weapon, you're going to be able to spam Transcendence all the time. And of course, Ascension, like I previously mentioned, this is just a way to get amplified, which is another 15% damage reduction. And I like Gunpower Gamble, because it does a great amount of damage, plus you get stuns unstops, and you can shoot it midair, and it gives you 3 fragment slots. I would recommend Threaded Spike so you can sever like 10 targets at once. You can go with Snare Bomb though, it's just a personal preference honestly. I like Snare Bomb, but it only gives you 15% weaken when Deadshot gives you 35%. Grapple. Grapple is really the only grenade option you have here. So you grapple up, you can melee, does great damage. I would recommend Gambler's Dodge. Every time you use Ascension, it gives you more Threaded Spikes. And yeah, so here's the artifact I'm using. Elemental Siphon with Energy Diffusion Substrate. Sustained Fire for even more damage reduction. Radiant Orbs, so every time you pick up an Orb of Power, you're going to get Infinite Radiant, because you're always picking up Orbs of Power. Targeting Autoloader, so you could increase damage and it reloads your weapon. Shield Crush, so while you have Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or Avoid Overshield, your melee recharges faster and deals increased damage. While you are Amplified or Radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. We have Woven Mail, we have Void Overshield, we have Amplified, we have Radiant. So we're going to proc both of those all the time. And we have Transference. So you gain increased grenade and melee damage while Transcendent. Weapon Final Blows while Transcendent refund light and dark energy after Transcendence ends. So you're going to see in the clips I'm going to show, after my Transcendence ends, I'm already at 50% Transcendence energy. So just a few more kills and I have it immediately. It's insane. So yeah guys, oh sorry, almost forgot. These are the mods that we're running here. So for our helmet, we have a heavy ammo finder for our Hezen Vengeance. We have Hands On, so you gain bonus super energy on melee kills. You could go with Dynamo here. That's up to you. And Kinetic Siphon, this one's really important. So rapid kinetic final blows create an orb of power. Since Khvostov is a kinetic weapon, you're going to be even more. I do believe there's a cooldown. I think it's like 3 or 4 seconds or something. It doesn't really matter. So for our arms, I like heavy-handed firepower. For Gunpower Gamble here, and for your Threaded Spike. I also like Focus Strike. You grant class ability energy when you cause damage with a powered melee attack. Because Threaded Spike severs targets and goes through them, you're going to be damaging multiples, so you'll be able to spam Ascension even more. Whatever damage reduction ones you need for your select activity, for what I was doing, Void, Arc, and Concussive Dampener. For your legs, I would recommend 2 kinetic weapon surges. You could get away with 1 if you really wanted to. I like Orbs of Restoration, but if you don't want to run with that, I would do Better Already, so your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an Orb of Power. This one sounds good in theory, but it's actually really bad. You only get like 20 health. I wouldn't do it. For our class item, just a Reaper, Powerful Attraction, Time Dilation. And I don't know if I explained it, but Spirit of Cert grenades grant Woven Mail. So every time you use your grenade, or Gunpowder Gamble, because that counts, you get 40% damage reduction. Plus Ascension, which gives you Amplified, which is 15% damage reduction. So that's 55% damage reduction. Then you have Facet of Protection, which is 10% damage reduction. That's 65 damage reduction. Plus you have the damage reduction artifact mod, which I believe is 10%. So that's 70% damage reduction. Plus you get infinite void overshield or restoration. So you're going to see in these clips, I'm never dead. Like, I don't die once. And I pretty much always have overshield. I don't think it ever went down because you're always proccing the armor set, because there's no cooldown for this armor set. So you can get 400, 500, 600 orbs of power for whatever you're running it in. And of course, Hezen Vengeance is the best legendary rocket launcher in the game. Definitely better than Hothead or Roar of the Bear. But if you don't have Roar of the Bear or Hothead, I don't know what you would use. This one's really not that hard to get. If you guys need somebody to run Vault of Glass with, I will totally do that. It is a very easy raid. I did it 30 times yesterday trying to get Vex Mythic Class. It was rough. Anyways, guys, Hope you enjoy the video. Please let me know your thoughts. I will get into the clips, and just let me know your thoughts, guys.
All right, Vara, where are we headed?
To a city shrouded in darkness through the nearby caverns. There you'll find the means to breathe life into the parasite once again.
incubators out of juice.
And the parasite?
Its vital needs are still low.
Then we have achieved only partial success. There are more incubators hidden across the throne world. I'll attempt to locate them.
Fantastic work.